Hey friends, how you doing? It's Tim Shurr. So today I feel inspired to take you through an experience to help you feel good, to help you feel secure, especially if you're going through a really difficult time. It seems like since the pandemic, anxiety is just off the charts. We're just feeling so stressed, so pressured, so worried about the future, and sometimes so worried about how we're going to get through today or how we're going to be ready for tomorrow. It can feel like no matter what you do, it's just never enough. Sometimes I feel like I'm climbing up a muddy hill. And the more I try to get up that hill, the more I just keep sliding back down. And it doesn't matter if you have accomplished a lot in your life or you feel like that's what you're working on doing right now. It still feels the same. It doesn't matter what your past has been like. All that matters is how you are feeling in the moment. Right. So if you feel like you haven't been able to accomplish anything in your life, then you're trying to get that win. You're trying to feel that sense of peace. Or maybe you've accomplished a lot in your life, but it doesn't seem to matter because all that matters is what you haven't accomplished, that's in front of you. And so I have found that you can have the best day and the worst day on the same day every day. And what do you do with it? I think what you do with it has to do with your mindset. And mindset just means how you talk to yourself in your own head. How are you describing the situation to yourself? Are you scaring yourself or are you preparing yourself? Are you making yourself feel okay so you can get through a painful or uncomfortable situation more comfortably so that you know that you'll be okay or that you're going to survive this moment so that you can win the day? I mean, sometimes they say it's darkest before dawn, right? Like everything just goes wrong. And then at the very last moment, something breaks through and allows you to have that victory. That's what every hero movie is about. Every Disney movie is about thinking that it's just not going to work out, that this is not going to have a happy ending. And then at the last moment, there's magic. And the magic is the mindset. The mindset is that we don't quit, right? That stopping or quitting isn't an option. And when you are at a crossroads in your life, you have two options. You can try to hide and put your head in the sand or deflect with smoking or drinking or eating or spending money or gambling or other things that tend to just cause more problems, right? We have this terrible habit of trying to avoid pain by doing things that cause more pain. Or you can decide that this is a moment where you're going to grow. A growth moment, an opportunity where you are going to become stronger, wiser. You're going to have to reach out and do something new, make new choices, connect with new people, gain new skills. You're going to have to do something so that you can become somebody new. You've got to let the old you go so the new you can emerge. And one of the things that I find that happens a lot is because we're so afraid, because we have such deep beliefs in our unconscious mind that we're not enough, we're not safe, we're going to be abandoned, we won't be loved, we'll be rejected. Because we have such fear inside of us, pushing us all the time, we get stuck in the middle somewhere. It's like you have one foot on a dock and one foot on a boat, and that boat is drifting away from the dock and your legs are just getting split, right? And you're just trying to balance, trying to maintain it all, but you haven't committed. Now, sadly, what most people do is just fall in the water. They wait for it to happen to them. They're not being proactive, they're being reactive. And that might be you. You might be in a situation where you just are not taking action. Maybe you're blaming somebody else. Maybe you're beating up on yourself. Neither one of those options are going to get you in the boat. Right? You have to commit. You have to decide that I know the alternative. The alternative is not doing anything and then getting leveled, really being in pain, like not having any money and then not doing anything to get more money. And then you really get hurt, right? You go broke. You have to do bankruptcy. You don't know where, how you're going to make it. And a lot of people just hide. The ones that are in that same situation that say, I got to do something. I got to hire a coach. I got to do some, take action in a variety of different ways. It has never been easier to find a way to earn revenue than right now because of the access that we have with smartphones and the internet, things like that. It's amazing how you can find a way to make some money, There's always an opportunity. As they say, it's never a lack of resources. It's always a lack of resourcefulness. And so we can hide, or, we're afraid that we're ruining our health. So what do? We go order a box of donuts because we can't handle the stress. I'm stressed. Right? While you're poisoning yourself. And so we keep doing these things that cause us to fall in the water. So if you don't change, then you know that that's going to be your outcome. But if you do make a change, if you do create a shift, if you do reach out or watch a video or go through an experience like this and then do something with it, put it into action. I call it planting prosperity seeds. Like if you subscribe to this channel and you start absorbing all the content that's on this channel, you'll be blown away. There's millions and millions of dollars worth of content and resources on my YouTube channel or in my LinkedIn or in my Facebook or wherever you're watching this right now. There's millions of dollars of resources in there. And I've interviewed the most amazing people in the world. And I even have a One Belief Away Academy where every month I'll train your brain and then introduce you to the most effective personal development technology and information and strategies on planet Earth. So you can do that and you don't know what's going to happen, but high risk, high reward, right? No risk, you fall in the water. So that's what I always think. That's what keeps me going. If I don't do anything, it's going to get worse, or I'm just where I'm at right now and I don't like where I'm at. But if I take action in a new way, it creates a possibility. It creates an opportunity. It creates something that can take you to a place that you were not expecting. It can create a miracle for you. It can open a door for you. And sometimes the real opportunity, the real success that you desire, those feelings that you want to experience more of, the things you want to have in your life are behind door number 5. But you got to go through door number 1, 2, 3, and 4 to get to there. So people are always like, what do I want? I always think, who do I want to become? Not what do I want, because that changes. But who do I want to become? Who would I have to become to have those things? Now, that's a very powerful question, because that often means you're going to have to become the next version of you 2.0. You're going to have to become someone who's wiser, who's more emotionally aware and emotionally mature. You're going to have to be someone who is self-driven. You're going to have to become someone who is their own best friend, who loves themselves and believes in themselves and keeps themselves going. So you don't need somebody over your shoulder to get you to do the right thing all the time or to get you to take action. You're self-driven. That's where emotional intelligence comes from. It's that emotional ability for us to get ourselves to do things even when we don't want to, even if we don't think it's going to work, because we know that climbing the mountain, even if we don't get to the top, is going to make us stronger. It's going to make us reveal a new part of ourselves or unleash a part of ourselves that's already in there. That's why my friend Les Brown always says, you have greatness inside of you. You do. You were born with it. Not everybody connects with it though, but it's inside of you. It's already there. You just got to learn how to connect with it. So, all right, I'm not going to go into a big rant about what you need to do. I'm going to take you through one of my One Belief Way experiences, an abbreviated experience that's going to help you to be able to create something magical in your life, right? Something that's going to give you a push, something that's going to give you some energy and some courage to go out there and take that next action. Remember, triumph is a lot of try and a lot of oomph. That's triumph, right? And so if you want to make that happen, then we're going to go ahead and do it together. So I want you to go ahead and sit back. You're going to close your eyes. There's an old expression that says, when you learn to go within, you never go without. And so I'm going to take you through an inner journey. You're going to be alert, awake the whole time. You know exactly what's going on. And I'm going to take you through an experience that's going to help you to increase your confidence, to lower stress, and to help you feel more empowered so that after our brief session, you can go out there and take some action. Plant a prosperity seed. Those prosperity seeds will not grow in your pocket. You got to get them in the ground. So you got to take some action. Call somebody. You're doing it right now just by listening to this program, by watching this program. So let's go through this experience together. I call it the clearing. I want you to go ahead and close your eyes. As you close your eyes, I want you to focus in on your breathing. I want you to take a breath in through your nose, down to your belly, down to the bottom of your lungs. and then slowly exhale. I call this power breathing. I call it power breathing because when you breathe in through your nose, down to your belly, and you slowly exhale, and you do that 5 times in a row, it activates your relaxation response, your body's built-in ability to feel calm, peaceful, and at ease. And it won't matter where you're at, who you're with, or what's going on. You will feel better. It's just how your mind is wired. Now, as you breathe in, you may notice the air feels cool. And as you exhale, the air feels warm. So let's pretend that cool air you pull into your body is positive, loving, healing, soothing oxygen that flows down into the center of your body, and whoosh, it turns all the lights on inside, making everything feel open and bright, warm and safe and peaceful inside. And every time you exhale that warm air, let's imagine scooping up that worry, fear, stress, tension. Just scoop it up, breathe it out, and send it away. I mean, you didn't want that stuff anyway. So you just imagine letting it go. It just creates more room inside for that soothing, calming, peaceful relaxation to flow into your mind and into your body with every breath you take. And that feels wonderful. Now, imagine that as you breathe more of that healing energy into your body, it moves through the pores of your skin and it surrounds you in this beautiful protective force field of light that you take with you everywhere you go. Shining in that light, you look like an angel or a Jedi Knight, shining in that protective light. Now imagine that light begins to shine so brightly, it fills the whole room that you're in. And it becomes so bright you can't even see for a moment, and that's okay. Because it doesn't matter what shows up. What matters is how you show up. And your biggest breakthroughs are hiding in the places you don't want to go. So when you go there on purpose, you create magic. You create your own breakthroughs. So you decide to lean in and grow forward. You lean into that light and it takes you on a healing adventure. As the light dims down, imagine yourself standing on top of a tall, green, grassy hill. Maybe you imagine yourself in Ireland or Scotland, surrounded by these beautiful hills and rolling valleys. Everything's covered in lush green grass. It makes you feel like you're surrounded by wellness and prosperity, vitality, and abundance. You notice there's a path that goes down the hill into the valley, so you start to follow it now. Whether you picture this in your mind, or you just kind of talk yourself through it, or you just feel your way through it, or you just listen to me describe it to you, however you imagine this is what's right for you. Now make your way down that path. The farther down you go, the more relaxed you feel, till you get down into the valley. And as you're making your way down this path, just soaking in the beauty of this moment, you notice that, hey, there's a wall up there in front of you and it's blocking your path. Now that's frustrating. And this wall looks like it's much taller than you, and it runs all the way to the left and all the way to the right as far as you can see. So it doesn't seem like there's a way around it, which is a real bummer, because what you want is on the other side of this wall. Maybe you want more confidence. You want more self-belief. You want more peace, some inner peace, some relaxation. Maybe it's something material you want. You want more money or a happier relationship or a healthier body. And it's on the other side of this wall. We just got to get to it. But this wall is keeping you stuck. As you walk right up to the wall, it looks huge. It's scary and foreboding. It might be made out of brick or rock or stone. It might be cold or rough to the touch. You see, that's how our problems always show up. Big and scary, insurmountable. There's no way I'm going to get through this. It's never going to get better. That's where anxiety comes from, this fear that we're in danger. And depression comes from this fear that we can't do anything about it and it's never going to get better. Now, most people, when they come up against these walls in their life, they feel stuck. Imagine all the worries, all the fears glowing on the wall, like they've been written in spray paint or on a marker with a marker. All your deepest fears, all your deepest worries. I'm not good enough. I'll be rejected. I'll be abandoned. I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not cool enough. I don't have any resources. I don't have any friends. Nobody likes me. All the worries, all the fears that we have, those aren't your fears. Those are the fears. For years, I had this deep feeling that I was not good enough, that I never would be, that I was a loser, and that no one would love me. and that you're going to hurt me, so I might as well hurt you first. Those were my deepest fears. So imagine all your fears just written on that wall, trying to scare you away. Now, most people, that's exactly what happens. They turn and they run away. Others sit down and try to distract themselves. Hey, let's smoke, eat, drink, vape, do all kinds of stupid stuff that distracts us. But it's not doing anything except keeping you where you're at, because when you stop doing that, you're just still where you're at, and your problems have gotten worse because now you don't feel good. You haven't empowered yourself. You haven't developed yourself. And now you just feel older or unhealthier or weaker, even though the greatness is still inside of you. Everything you need to have a fulfilling life is already inside of you. It's shining inside of you like a star, like a diamond. Even if you don't know it or you can't see it, or even if you don't believe it, it doesn't matter. It's still there. You were born with this inside of you, this greatness. And now you decide whether this is how you always are, or you decide that today you're going to step into a new chapter of your life. So you begin to do something new. You start power breathing. Imagine in your mind looking up towards the sky and taking those power breaths in through your nose, down to your belly, and then slowly exhaling. Then you start asking power questions. What's the outcome that I do want? So if your mind tries to scare you, what if it doesn't work? You say, but what do I want to have happen? Well, I want it to work. Well, then focus on how can I make that happen? What's the first step? Who can I lean on for support? What resources do I need? Who has those resources? How can I learn from them? How do I want to feel right now? What's one way I can feel that way that will leave me feeling proud of myself afterwards? What if I knew this was going to work out? What would I do then? How can I make this journey more fun? What if this was easy? How would I go through it then? These are power questions. Whatever you ask your mind will answer. So all of a sudden, because you start asking yourself, how am I going to get to the other side of this wall? Your mind starts giving you answers. You can find the answer to anything. You just got to ask the right question. That's why I call it power questions. So I want you to ask yourself, how can I get to the other side of this wall? And suddenly your mind starts to say, well, I could drill a tunnel underneath the wall and come out on the other side. Or maybe I'll get a pole vault and a long stick and I'm going to send myself over. Or I'm going to have 100 helium balloons all tied together with a long string. And I'm going to grab that string and it's going to lift me up and over that wall and gently set me down on the other side like Mary Poppins. However you do it is fine. Just go ahead and imagine getting to the other side of this wall. And if your mind resists, you persist. If I resist, I must persist. I must persist. Do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Get yourself to the other side. Getting it to the other side in 3, 2, 1. Good. Now, just imagine you're on the other side of this wall. Just imagine you're on the other side of this wall. Because sometimes people get caught up in the how. Yeah, but how? Yeah, but how? Yeah, but how? The how doesn't matter. What matters is the why. Why do I want this? What am I willing to do for it? What am I willing to fight for, to sacrifice for? What am I willing to trade to get what I want? Because there's always a trade. So forget about the how. The how will appear on its own. You focus on why. This has to be a must. So now you're on the other side of this wall. And imagine whatever you want is right there. You might imagine this glowing ball of light that represents calm, confidence, serenity, self-empowerment, relaxation, authenticity, integrity, whatever it may be, personal power, whatever it is. Imagine it's a glowing orb of light and you step into it and whoosh, you send it into your body and it's radiating inside of you with this love and inner peace. Or maybe you imagine a full-length mirror and you look in this mirror and all of a sudden you look the way you want to look. You feel the way you want to feel. Yeah, but Tim, I don't know what that feels like. I don't know what that looks like. I've never had that before. So what? Pretend. I bet you could imagine flying through the air on a purple elephant right now. I bet you could imagine in your mind where the milk is in your refrigerator if you have any in there. Oh, it's over there on the left side. Oh, it's on the door. So if you can imagine that, you can imagine and pretend to have whatever it is that you want. So just pretend. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to get started. So you imagine yourself looking the way you want to look, feeling the way you want to feel, having what you want to have, as though it's already here and now, so that your inner mind has this image of what you want, and it will cause you to start to behave in a way that attracts your outer life to look like your inner life. You don't see the world as it is, you see the world as you are. So now you imagine yourself in this way and it feels pretty good. And you happen to turn back and look at the wall from this side of it. Now, this is the side of the wall where you conquered the problem, where you solved the issue, where you got to the other side. The wall on this side looks very different than the other side. In fact, when you look at the wall from this side, it doesn't look big and scary at all. It looks like it's plastic. It looks like it's fake. It looks like it's made out of paper mache or some kind of design that sits at the back of a stage in a theater, right? Where you ever go to a play or a theater and you see these houses or skyscrapers in the back of the stage, but they're not buildings. They're just 2x4s holding up sheets of plywood that have been painted. You could push that right over. That set could fall right over, right? And that's what this wall is. It's an illusion. It looks big and scary, but it's just an illusion. And that's what problems are. Problems are opportunities in disguise. Problems are opportunities in disguise. They force you to grow. They force you to become bigger, better, smarter, more powerful, more resilient, more resourceful than you are right now. That's why they're here. If we had no problems, we would have no growth. We would have no joy. If there was no sadness, no pain, no sorrow, there would be no joy, no happiness, no peace, because we wouldn't know what it is. How can you know what daytime is if you don't have nighttime? So when it's raining, now, so now you know that this wall is an illusion, and actually it's an opportunity in disguise. And if you were to knock it down and push it over, you could step on top of it and see farther down the road than you could before. You realize that your blocks are actually stepping stones, and you can use that to your advantage. So I want you to imagine now. Imagine in your mind getting back to the other side of this wall, but taking this wisdom with you. Get back to the other side of the wall, but take this wisdom with you, because this is even better than the treasure you have. This understanding of how it really works, this deep understanding of success and what life is really all about. It's designed to help you to become the best version of you. So get to the other side of this wall now. Back where you started. Take the wisdom with you. 3, 2, 1. Now you're at the side of the wall where you first started, and it looks big and scary again, because from this side, that's how it's supposed to look. Whenever you play a video game, you always have something trying to stop you. That's how it's a game. If you don't have anything trying to stop you, it's no fun. And then you play, and you finally beat the level. And then you go to level 2, and what happens? The thing trying to stop you is harder now. Hey, that's not fair, but that's how you play the game. And then when you get to level 2, you are stronger as well. We forget that. You are also stronger. You have learned, you have grown, you've gotten better. And then you keep going through the levels. And then the very last level is really hard. It takes a long time. But boy, when you beat that level, there's nothing like it. The joy, the thrill. Now, if you played that game and there was nothing stopping you, what would be the point of the game? Nobody would play it. This is the game of life. Get it? This is the game of life. Your struggles are just the part of this level that are trying to get you to grow. So now you see all those worries, all those fears on that wall, and you realize that those are just lies. They're just part of the game, and they're just trying to stop you. So I want you to imagine walking right up to that wall and shoving it right over, or hit it with a great big mallet and it tumbles down, or push a button and it sends a rocket and it blasts that wall and all those false ideas into smithereens, reducing it into a pile of rubble. Then you climb up on the top of that pile of rubble. You stand on top of it. You put your arms in the air over your head like you just won a gold medal. Yes! In a sign of victory, feeling proud of yourself for having the courage to show up and play today. And now you notice that you can see higher and farther down the road than you could before. Those obstacles have now become stepping stones that are making you stronger, wiser, more self-aware, and more powerful than you were 15 minutes ago. Now you climb down on the other side of that pile and your path is clear. Perhaps your rewards and treasures are right there. You can step into them again, absorb them into your mind and body, and then make your way down this path, knowing that eventually down the road, there's going to be more walls, there's going to be more obstacles. But hey, guess what? Those are opportunities in disguise. And in your mind, I want you to just think, bring it on, because I know it's going to make me better. In fact, that's a power question. I wonder how this is going to make me better. I wonder how this is going to make me stronger, more healthy, more successful, richer, more powerful, more joyful, more thankful. And then you lean in, use your power breathing, you ask your power questions, and you think to yourself, let's go. Then that beautiful light of protection begins to shine around you once more, shining so brightly, locking in all this awareness, all these wonderful thoughts and feelings. And then you lean into that light and it begins to gently take you back now where you first started, all the way back into that room where you first started. But you're bringing with you now all this awareness, all these good vibes, all this power that's locked inside of you. And in a moment, I'm going to count to 5. When I say 5, I want you to open your eyes, knowing that at first you might feel a little sleepy. About 10 minutes from now, though, you're going to have a boost of energy and you're going to be in an awesome mood the whole rest of the week, because you are somebody who has the courage to take this path, the road less traveled, to climb that mountain and to get started today. Beginning with the count of 1, as you come up, take a full power breath in, feeling good. 2, feeling really proud of you. I'm very proud of you. This is awesome. 3, this is the start of something new and exciting, a new chapter for you. 4, almost there. And then slowly, gently, with the count of 5, slowly opening your eyes now, feeling rested and refreshed. Woo! All right. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now I want you to slowly open your eyes, give yourself a stretch, and then say, okay. As though I can hear you right now. Okay. All right. Now I want you to go through this experience every day for the next week and really empower yourself. Let me know in the comments what your experience was like. If you have any questions about anything, let's keep this going. And then if you love experiences like this, join my One Belief Away Academy. You get something new like this every single month, along with other audio lessons you can listen to on the go, and secret checklists and all kinds of fun, cool strategies and tools. So I hope you've enjoyed this experience. I enjoyed making it for you, and I'll see you next time. Make today a sure success. And remember, you're just one belief away from your next amazing breakthrough. Talk to you soon. Bye.